So this is the unboxing of the new Grundfos CU 202, which is ideally used for the whole range of SQFlex pumps. So once you open up the box, on the inside you'll see an events code sticker. This is important. You can take this and stick it inside your panel or on the side of your controller, so that should you get an event code or an alarm code, you can quickly reference check and see what the actual alarm is for. Then you also have a quick guide. Inside the quick guide will be easy installation procedures, do's and don'ts, what the product is primarily set up for from the initial stages without making any parameter changes. You can see that there's easy accessible buttons and a LED display. You can see what the parameters you can read off the panel as standard when going through the toggle up and down buttons. And then in the back of the quick guide, you'll see the QR codes for downloading the Grundfos GO app on your smartphone device. Also inside this box, you've got a complete set of glands for your panel. This glands comes with a variety of inserts for inside the glands, even with blanks for when you're not connecting any cables through the terminals. And there's also even inserts for flat submersible cable in there as well. Then there's a nice connection bolt for connecting the panel to the structure, be it under the solar modules or depending on where you want to mount it, maybe inside an enclosure. If I open up the box over here, this is where you see the CU 202 controller. So these units come standard with a mounting bracket on the side with two pre-drilled holes. You can see there's an easy on-off switch button. You've got toggle switches up and down, an OK button, as well as a connectivity button. And then on the bottom, you'll see the access holes into the panel already pre-drilled and made to spec to fit the glands provided for the rest of your terminal connections. Opening up this panel, you'll need either a T20 Torx screwdriver or a flat screwdriver. So let's quickly open it up and have a look inside. Accessing this panel once it's mounted is very easy. Usually you would have had to take the panel off, disconnect the cables on the inside and put it down on the ground, and then have a possibility of somebody stepping on it. But the new unit actually has a slot guide on the top where you can easily slit the panel in and make it easy to do your cable termination. You don't have to remove the panel by clipping loose the cables and putting it on the ground and somebody possibly stepping on it. You just slide it into the top slots and it's out of the way, and you've got easy access from the bottom to do your cable termination. On the inside, you can see here's where the power connection can be done, and then the connection for the pump. Then there's a field bus communication ports, AYB, and then you've got your configurable input 1, configurable input 2, and then there's also a connection port for backup battery. But let's get one installed and show you what it looks like when it's running. So here is the CU 202 unit already installed. You can see that it's got easy access for switching the pump on and off. There it's running. I can switch it off. I can switch it on again. Very simple, easy, user-friendly. These units come pre-configured for tank filling applications. So when you toggle through the parameters, you'll see it shows a low indication, which means that the float switch inside the tank or reservoir is in a down position, which will indicate a low position and cause the pump to run. You go down once more, we'll show you the voltage. This one currently is running on single phase power, 230 volts. Next one down will show you the actual current absorption by the pump. And then when you go back to the main screen, it will actually show you the power consumed by the pump in the current state. Then once you've downloaded the application on your smartphone, you'll see it on your smartphone, and you can go into the Grundfos GO app. Once you're inside the app, you'll see there's a lot of different things that you can see. You can even search products. You can even access the e-Academy from here. On the more, you can see this Smart Scan, e-Academy, reports on your installation, etc. But for this one, we're going to go to the Connect functionality. Once you go to Connect, it will request you to place the connection button. Once I press the connection button, I can select pair on my phone, and it will load the information on your phone, and you can actually access real-time data of the actual pump and controller. Once you're in the app, you'll easily see that I can even start the pump from the application on my phone, being that I'm in range for Bluetooth at this stage. So when I press start on my phone, I'm actually starting the pump, and I can stop it from here as well. You can go into the settings of the pump, and this is where you'll change the control mode, the start delay, the stop delay. Start delay is very nice, specifically if you're using a pressure switch to switch it off. Then you can automatically set a start delay. So once it's switched off, it won't start for an X amount period of time that you can set based on your preferences. You've got signal detection time. You can do the pump settings like the maximum speed, minimum speed, dry run reset time, which you can increase, but I don't think there's a possibility. You can drop it. No, you can't drop it lower than 5, but you can increase the dry run reset time. That would be if the electrode on the lead out cable drops below the water surface. You can see you can enable or disable battery operation should you have backup power on the controller. And then obviously there's the Wi-Fi communication, where you can connect it to a Wi-Fi source should you possibly want to run it on Grundfos Connect or connect it on Grundfos Connect. But there's a lot of more settings. You can even restore the factory settings. On the main display, you'll see the power consumption. Currently it's stopped, so I'm just going to start it again so that you can see it actually loads the real-time values, what the power consumption is on the pump, the motor speed of the pump, the voltage, as well as the current. You can see all the matrices on a single tab. When you go back, you can see the control mode, which is currently set for. You can also change the control mode. Do you want to do just pump monitoring? Do you want to do level control for filling, level control for emptying if you just want to pump out, so I run a test run, or if you want to do pressure control with the pump. You can do an installation lock. Very nice, because then for the customer on the installation lock, you can put in the pump model that's installed, the pump depth, the static water level, the well depth, the well yield, as well as you can add additional nodes onto that, and then it will automatically load it on the installation lock. And then also you've got a scheduling feature on the app. So when you add a schedule on this feature, you can specifically set it to run at specific days for specific times based on what your application requirements is. Very easy, very effective, and please install your first one so you can actually see how really user-friendly these controllers are.